Hello everyone, I am Jamal Nasir and welcome to CS 101 Introduction to Java Programming. Hopefully you have already watched Lecture 1 and Lecture 2. If not, I would say go back to the playlist Introduction to Programming and do watch Lecture 1 and Lecture 2 of this course. So in this course we are talking about computational thinking, functionality, behavior, control structures, data abstraction, and code quality. In the previous class, we discussed this thing abstraction, which is like detail removal and generalization. So this is very important concept about computers that they do provide abstraction. That's why millions of people or even billions of people in this world are using computers even they don't know how they are working internally, right? So these are the few examples of generalization. So what is algorithm? Computational thinking is to divide problems into subproblems, whereas algorithm is a step-by-step procedure for solving each subproblems. So we saw in the previous lecture that what is programming, what is a program, what is program execution, and what is a programming language. So yeah, this was the first Java program in which we are just printing hello world. So file name should be same as this capital H hello, and it matched with class hello. So running a program, obviously we have to write it, compile it, and execute it. And if we want to run this program, then this is called as source code. We will save this file as hello.java. Then we have to compile it with javac command, and it will generate bytecode, and that bytecode is executable on multiple platforms. So then we can run simply this bytecode and it will produce required output. So structure of a program is very simple, like we have to declare uh, one class, and if we want to execute that class we need one static method main, right? So yeah, and obviously our method would be comprised of different statements. So these are the few legal identifiers that we talked about in the previous lecture, so please go back if there is some other query about it. So these are the legal identifiers, and these are illegal identifiers because they are not starting with letters and underscore or dollar sign, right? Only three things are allowed. Then we talked about keywords. Keywords are identifiers, reserved words that have some specific meaning in Java. Okay, so we cannot use these keywords as literals or identifiers in our Java code. So we have used this statement System.out.println. So what is the purpose of this function? A statement that prints a line of output on the console. So we will be using this thing a lot in our course. So yeah, you can pronounce it as println or println. We can use this statements System.out.println in three different ways. Either we can pass one string named as just text, so it will just print text without double quotation, prints the given message as output. Then we have System.out.println text. So here there is no double quote, which means that we are using or we are considering this text thing as a variable. So there must be some variable declared above this statement, and then it will print its value of the text, right, variable. Or we can simply, if we don't want to print anything, we can blank line of output. Strings and escape sequences. So in this lecture, we will focus on what are strings in Java and what are escape sequences and how we can use it. So string is a sequence of text characters, right? Starts and ends with a quotation mark character. And obviously these codes do not appear in the output. Examples could be hello, this is a string, it's very long, right? There are some restrictions about strings, like it cannot span on multiple lines, right? We have to write strings on a single line. And it may not contain a character, quotation mark character. But obviously this is a problem. Like if we want to print one string that may contain quotation mark character, then what we will do? Like in this example, this is not a legal string either, right? But in many cases we do require string which may contains quotation mark character, right? So to cater this problem, we can use escape sequences. And escape sequence is a special sequence of characters used to represent certain special characters in a string. For example, if we want a tab character, then we can simply use \t, right? And if we want a new line character, then \n. And from the previous slide problem that we want to print quotation mark in the string, we can use that escape character \, right? Even if you want to add \/ character, then you can simply add another \/ character to print one \/ character, right? So example could be like, if I want to just write this down, and what would be the output? Can you open your NetBeans or any IDE and try this example? That what would be the output? Or even without running, can you think what would be the output of this statement? So yeah, output would be like this, because first two backslashes means only one \, then hello, then we are using new line escape sequence. That's why the control or cursor is going to the next new line. Then how, then \t, which is tab escape sequence. So that's why we are getting one tab here, then r, and then u, because we need quotation character. So here we are adding one \/ before that quotation character, right? That's why we are getting two quotation characters, one before u word and one right after u word. And then these four backslashes are equivalent in output to two backslashes. So what is the output of the following println statements? /t a /t b /tc. You can think what would be the output of this. So output would be like this. We have tab after a, then after b, right? So even we have one tab before a. And obviously output of this would be two backslashes. And output of this would be one single quote, yeah. And output of this would be only quotation characters, because here we are adding one backslash before any quotation character. That's why we are getting these three quotation characters. So what would be the output of this println statement? Can you write down on your notebook, or even you can try on your IDE? So because of this backslash n is a escape sequence which will add new line. So we are getting new line, and then in there is a tab, and then there is simple the word E downward spiral, right? So can you write a println statement that will produce this output? So I would say you must try on your IDE to this print out this statement. So this would be the println statement that will produce this output. So last question. So if you want your output similar to this one, these lines, like this is a one quote from the Irish poet. So what would be the println statement or statements? You can do it in one statement, but you can use multiple System.out.println statements that will generate this output. So you can try by your own, and then you can write your answers in YouTube video comments, then I will check there. Okay, this is the end of this lecture, in which we saw how to use strings and escape sequences, right? So practice makes a man perfect. If you have any question, you can write your comment, and please like this video, share with your friends, and keep learning. Bye.